United are on for an unprecedented clean sweep. The Gunners have been doggedly defending the double. Something will have to give here. And that's why we're here, the chance to go to Wembley and win the FA Cup again. We're at Villa Park, a traditional semi-final venue, of course, a venue, incidentally, where Manchester United have never lost at this stage of the FA Cup. Arsenal have only lost one semi-final out of 9 that they've played here to Manchester United in 1983. Our live football this afternoon is the AXA-sponsored FA Cup semi-final between Arsenal, the holders, and Manchester United. There really are so many facts and figures that I could throw at you surrounding this tie, but let's keep it simple. Right now we have the top 2 teams in the country on collision course for the right to go to Wembley. It should be a fantastic tie. How will Manchester United react after that mammoth European Cup game in midweek? Can Arsenal make it 6 games on the trot, unbeaten against Manchester United? Well, we're joined by Steve Bruce and Alan Smith, who have both won FA Cup medals with the respective clubs that they represent here today. Welcome to you both. Team stepped out literally as we came on the air, Steve, and this place suddenly came alive, didn't it?
Well, there's no better occasions in this FA Cup semi-final. And I think it's fittingly today, we've got, for me anyway, the 2 best teams in the country as Arsenal and Manchester United. It should be a cracking game.
Today to set the blood running, Alan, isn't it?
It is, not many. It's a typical semi-final day in many ways. Windy, spring, sunshine, firm pitch. It's the makings here for a great semi.
We have the teams confirmed. Manchester United have left out Paul Scholes. Nicky Butt is his replacement. Ronnie Johnson in for the injured Henningberg. Maybe he would have started anywhere. But Butt for Scholes, does that surprise you, Steve?
Well, it might surprise a few people. It certainly surprised me because obviously Scholes is playing very, very well. It's only, we think, of less than a couple of weeks where he's got a hat-trick at Wembley for England. So that's a little bit of a surprise. But then again, you've got Nicky Butt who can come in, who's another international. That shows the strength and depth of the squad what Alex Ferguson's got available.
Arsenal have Manu Petit suspended, of course. Vivas is the replacement. Otherwise, Alan, it's very much as you would expect. And I suppose the challenge from Arsenal is, well, come and beat us. They're the team with the form in these games recently, aren't they?
Yeah, Lee Dixon and Nigel Winterburn were both doubtful yesterday, but they've obviously come through okay. Nelson Vivas has done well in midfield against Blackburn on Tuesday. He didn't want to put Ray Parlour there, I don't think, because he loses his effectiveness out on the right. So pretty much a strong side, the strongest you can get apart from Manu Petit, and very difficult to beat, as always.
Mentioned, of course, that Manchester United are battling on 3 fronts. Liverpool were back in 1977 when United disappointed them and won the FA Cup final, but this isn't the first time that United have been chasing all 3 prizes. Go back to 1957 and they were then. They went to the FA Cup final but lost to Villa. They lost in the semi-finals of the European Cup. They did win the league that year. But he wants more than 1 from 3 this time around, Steve, doesn't he?
Well, I mean, that's the thing about Manchester United. That's what they demand. That they're there or thereabouts. I mean, it's an amazing week. They're playing 2 semi-finals in a week. I mean, they had a great game against Juventus on Wednesday, classic game, and I'm sure today will be no different.
And Alex Ferguson does have this extraordinary FA Cup record. 50 ties now. 50 ties he's been in charge of Manchester United for. He has won 41 of them. He's won it 3 times. No manager in the history of the English game has won it on 4 occasions. That's another of the incentives this year for Alex Ferguson. He's never lost an FA Cup semi-final. That simple. And he doesn't intend to lose one this time around, and certainly not against Arsenal, Steve.
Oh, definitely not. I mean, it's quite an unbelievable record. I was fortunate enough to be a part of them 3 games. incredible achievement. And who would bet against them that they'll go one further?
That's one of the reasons why Arsenal can't win today, Alan.
Yeah, I mean, they've held the Indian sign, haven't they, over United for the last 5 games. They're not lost in 5. You know, again, you wonder, I mean, United had a very hard game in midweek, and you wonder how much that took out of them physically. They got a chasing in the first half, particularly against Juventus, but getting that last-minute goal through Ryan Giggs, I think they'll be on and up, and, you know, I've got a funny feeling that maybe it's United's turn today.
Oh, have you really? I was just about to mention maybe you'd placed a psychological seed of doubt in their dressing room, but
well, I'm not sure.
So.
I think it'll be tight. But perhaps we'll see.
It's Villa Park for us this afternoon for the right to go to Wembley. Manchester United and Arsenal once again come head-to-head. It's a fascinating prospect. But even Alan Smith is tipping Manchester United. Can you believe that? We kick off at 12:30. When we come back, we'll be plotting the route of the two. We will be on the Wembley Trail with United and Arsenal, the FA Cup holders.
Ross has found out about Chandler and Monica.
My best friend and my sister. I cannot believe this.
He's coming round to the idea.
My best friend and my sister.
But he wasn't expecting this.
Okay, I've been doing a lot of thinking. Well, I guess there's only one way to do this.
What are you doing?
Will you marry me?
Brace yourself for one emotional night. Friends, Thursday at 9 on Sky 1.
If you were sitting in this car, you'd be traveling at 763 miles an hour. But then, you've been traveling at 67,000 miles an hour just by sitting there watching this ad.
No, left. You're in the right direction, but it's the third...
Sometimes making the right choice can be difficult, but Duckham's engine oils come in easy-to-understand packs, making it simple to choose the right one for your car.
Down.
Duckham's, oil made easy.
Wouldn't you be more comfortable in an executive first seat that reclines until it's almost flat?
Defy discomfort.
Visit Homebase now and you'll find more money-saving offers than they've ever had before. Ever!
Homebase have 40 different lawnmowers with up to 25% off.
More savings than ever. Ever.
Neil.
Over 400 Homebase brand paints reduced by up to 25%.
More savings than ever.
And all bathroom suites have up to 20% off.
Ever.
Neil.
Ever.
Neil.
With more savings than ever, you're better off at Homebase.
Come on out of there, champ. No. Come on out of there now. No.
Man, I ain't going out there to fight this guy, man.
Come on out of there.
Those pay-per-view people, they can just go find another sucker, because I ain't going out there.
Tommy, he's a changed man. He's had counseling.
I ain't going out there, man.
Y'all eat me alive. I ain't going.
6 weeks of training. What, are you kidding me? You got nothing to worry about.
What you mean I ain't got nothing to worry about?
Gonna be getting hungry. Everybody's waiting. You're hesitating.
They can just find somebody else.
Grab a Snickers, because nothing handles your hunger better. Come on out of there. Hungry? Why wait?
Nissan would like to apologise to Vodafone, Michelin, Hewlett-Packard and Castrol, sponsors of the Racing Primera, for the car's performance last year. Sorry you couldn't see your logos, guys.
The human fingerprint is virtually indistinguishable from that of the koala.
Come on. You're not not singing anymore.
There's cricket over on Sky Sports 3 now. India against England. England's third game in that Coca-Cola Cup cricket match. They're down in Sharjah. And here on Sky Sports 2, it's Manchester United against Arsenal for the right to go to Wembley and have a crack again at winning this fantastic piece of silverware. One game from Wembley now. Third round seems a long time back, doesn't it? Manchester United, of course, started out against Middlesbrough, who'd actually won at Old Trafford 2 weeks previously. And it looked as though Borough were going to repeat the trick when Andy Townsend put them ahead. But United had other ideas.
Giggs. That's a terrific ball. Cole! Can Buck get a shot in? Or is he tripped there by Maddison? Penalty! Really this for a place in the fourth round, you feel. Dennis Irwin is up to the job. And time must be up whether to just keep it or go for something more glorious. He does go for that and gets it.
The last tie of the round was at Preston. The cup holders were soon in trouble. Kurt Nogan had scored, and then he did this.
And the goalkeeper's lost it. They scored again. Unbelievable stuff here at Deepdale.
Boa Morty pulled one back for the Gunners before half-time. Preston's David Ayres was then sent off for a professional foul, and Petit equalised. He then got another one, and the Gunners were home.
And a goal! Petit has given Arsenal the lead. And the step over takes it to Overmars. Arsenal surely on their way through to the fourth round.
And the tie of the fourth round was at Old Trafford. Liverpool made the short trip down the M62. The game was a cracker.
It's Owen! Fantastic start for Liverpool. Owen's York! Cole and York combined. Solskjaer! An incredible comeback by Manchester United.
United were through. That's what it felt like if you were a Liverpool fan. The same day, Arsenal were being held by Wolves at Molineux.
Guard again, Upson went up for it, couldn't reach it. Back in again, it deflected home. Bergkamp struck it, and Arsenal lead by 2-1.
But it wasn't all good news for the Gunners. Petit was sent off for something he'd said to a linesman. He'd missed the next tie. Kevin Keegan's Fulham had pulled off the shock of the fourth round, winning at Aston Villa. That run was about to come to an end at Old Trafford.
And here's Cole! Manchester United take the lead!
Nobody will ever forget the bizarre goal that Arsenal beat Sheffield United with. United had put the ball out to allow treatment to one of their players, and they wanted it back when the game restarted. But the Gunners had other ideas. United were absolutely furious. The Gunners had won it, but even they weren't happy.
The best we can do now is to offer to replay the game here against Sheffield United. That's all we can do, because we have the feeling we didn't win the game like we are used to win our games and like we want to win our games.
So the game was replayed. The outcome was exactly the same. Dennis Bergkamp scored to make it 2-0. United got one back late on, but honour was satisfied. It was goalless at Old Trafford when United met Chelsea. The front two settled the replay.
Here's Cole, and here's Dwight York. And here's a fine challenge by Cole, and
it's led to Dwight York striking again.
In between, the Gunners have beaten Derby with a late goal.
Keown! It's a goal! It's Kanu! Heartbreak for Derby!
They've been battling head-to-head for 2.5 years now. This shootout should be fascinating. 9 times Manchester United have won the FA Cup. Nobody's won it more. Arsenal have won it on 7 occasions. There's never been a draw when they've met in the FA Cup. The most famous meeting, the final in '79, Arsenal won 3-2. The only previous semi-final here at Villa Park in 1983, United won 2-1, goals from Brian Robson and a 17-year-old Norman Whiteside. But let's put history aside. Alex Ferguson says that United are ready for this latest assault on Arsenal.
Well, I think that both teams are beginning confident. I mean, their form's been fantastic. The team spirit is wonderful. I mean, we are going into a semi-final in the right shape and frame of mind. And Arsenal too have been playing well. So there's no reason why both sets are not getting full of confidence and enjoys. What changes games is different things that happen. Maybe a bit of luck. Anything can happen in a game of football. It changes that. But there's no question about it, we're ready for the game.
People will set it up as the best defence against the best attack. Are you happy with that?
Yeah, I think that's probably right. I think it's a fair assessment of both teams. We've scored 108 goals or something this season. I don't know what it is exactly. I think it's round about that. And Arsenal have only won 13 goals in the league. So it's a terrific challenge for both sets.
Winning a double is very difficult. I suppose defending it is even more difficult. Have you been impressed the way Arsenal have gone about defending their titles?
Well, that's what they've done. They've defended it. The defensive record is fantastic, and they defend with a ruthlessness and a determination that experience they've had over the years, has got them in this position. So I think you know exactly their strength, and from there they have good outlets in attacking play. So it's going to be an interesting semi-final. It's not going to be a lot in it. We know that. They know that. It may be one goal decided. It could be a draw by the end of 90 minutes. But in semi-finals, you're one step away from Wembley. It's a fantastic incentive for us. We have a terrific record in semi-finals, and Villa Park's been good to Manchester United.
I just wonder if he's hoping somebody in the Arsenal dressing room is listening, Steve, or has he given up playing psychological games with the Gunners?
I don't think he'll ever give up. Well, of course there's a respect. There is respect for both teams. Would give each other. That's why there's such classic encounters when they do meet. There's never a level of love lost between the two of them for over the years, but I think it's steeped in history, isn't it? The occasion of Arsenal versus Manchester United. As I say, the two biggest and probably best clubs in the country.
Well, everywhere you look today, there are match winners, but one battle in particular could have a big effect on who wins this match.
When you're in the pitch and you just want to win the ball, and sometimes you have a difficult contact, but I don't think so. Is go to the bad intention. I think he got the good temperament, and he's a footballer, and he's just a winner. He's have a good touch with his foot. I think he's very intelligent, because when you play in this position, you need to think before your partner, and I think he do it so well. And he got a good motivation in the pitch, because he's a winner, and I like the people like him. When I go to the pitch, I don't think about this, about my discipline or something like this. I know me, and the player, Arsenal player, know me, and that's it. I think that's the most important. When I go to the pitch, I just go to to give my best for my partner, for the club, and if I have a yellow card or a red card, that's a football. We can't do anything about this.
Well, if anything gets caught between those two today, it will know about it. Alan Smith, won't it? Is it too simple to say that's where the game will be won and lost?
Yeah, I think it is too simple to say that. I mean, we always say you win the midfield battle and for the right to play. I mean, without his sidekick Petit, Vieira might find himself a little bit exposed, but...
on the other hand, he could rise to that. He was awesome at Old Trafford when they played,
he was magnificent, and it's nice to see, actually, they've got mutual respect for each other. Vieira said in the press this week that they always shake hands afterwards. They might have a running battle as they did at Old Trafford, always come out of it shaking hands because they both respect each other's qualities as players.
Well, just repeat what you said to us 20 minutes back. You think United can win this,
no,
don't you?
I'll just clear that one up.
Go on then,
I would
quickly.
I would never bet against Arsenal in a one-off situation like this. You just have to wonder how much longer they can continue their dominance. But if I had to put my house on it, I'd certainly put it on Arsenal. Going back.
Is there a winner here, or are we going to a second game?
I've got a sneaky suspicion that we'll come back again. I think it's too even, and I would obviously go for a draw if that's what I'm thinking.
It is an FA Cup semi-final with everything that goes with an occasion like this, for the right to go to Wembley and have a crack at winning this magnificent trophy. Let's join our match commentators, Andy Gray and Martin Tyler.
Thanks, Richard. It's times like this that we draw on Andy's considerable bank of experience and memory. And of course, if I can take you back to 1985, and maybe you can relate your experience then with Everton to what Manchester United might experience today.
Yeah, well, Everton were in the European Cup Winners' Cup, Martin. We'd gone away to Munich to play Bayern on the Wednesday and got a draw, a 0-0, and came back here to Villa Park to play Luton in the semi-final. And to be totally honest with you, Martin, we were a bit flat for an hour. It was really difficult to get up for it, even though it was a semi-final. And we did take an hour. We were 1 down for a long, long time in the game, up until the last 5 minutes. Kevin Sheedy scored an equaliser from a free kick, and we grew from that and went on to win in an extra time. Derek Mountfield scoring the winner. But I don't think this United will have that problem. 2 reasons. One, they were at home, haven't had to travel in Europe in midweek, and I think that's important. And 2, they've had the extra day, not Saturday, Sunday afternoon. Just giving Alex side a little bit, 24 more hours to relax and prepare.
Right, let's go to the teams. And from the semi-final of the Champions League to the semi-final of the FA Cup, that step means 2 changes for Alec Ferguson. Henning Berg injured on Wednesday. Ronnie Johnson may well have played anyway to counteract the pace of Nicolas Anelka. And Nicky Butt's brand of aggression in midfield puts him ahead of England hero Paul Scholes.
Well, looking at this system, it's pretty familiar, but the one thing Alex and his coaching staff will be saying, we know all about Arsenal. Where are they going to hurt us? Where are they likely to hurt us? Over the top, down the middle, over the top with any sort of ball, and they can really punish you. So defend deep, don't defend too high up the pitch. In other areas where you'd encourage them to get the ball, you'd let them have it wide. Nicolas Anelka, I still don't think he scored a headed goal for Arsenal, Martin. An incredible statistic. And I think that if they force Arsenal to deliver balls like this, then Johnson and Stam shouldn't have too much trouble in dealing with that. I think Butt has been selected alongside Kane because Alec thinks it'll be a battle in there. And Butt's battling qualities have been preferred against the scoring of Scholes. And up front, well, they're due a goal between them. Cole and York. 4 games now since either of them scored. You just feel that they need to do that today if United are going to win.
Arsenal have patched up both their veteran fullbacks, and Lee Dixon and Nigel Winterburn have both declared themselves sufficiently fit to start. That left Arsene Wenger with the one problem: how best to replace the suspended Manu Petit. That job stays with Nelson Vivas, who did it impressively against Blackburn on Tuesday. Nicolas Anelka, who was rested for that game with this match in mind, sets his sights again on Manchester United.
Again, another familiar system, familiar pattern of the play. We've got the 3 of them here in the midfield, Parla, Vieira and Vivas. And it's important that Vieira plays as well as he did at Old Trafford recently, Martin. He was absolutely immense. Parla will tuck in and protect the back 4, but he'll also break wide and give Arsenal good width when they need it down the right-hand side. Overmars, well, he'll get back whenever he can, but his job will be able to push Gary Neville back, really test him, going outside, driving inside, looking to score goals. This is the key, Anelka and Bergkamp. I think if Anelka does what Zinedine Zidane did on Wednesday with Juventus and drops in here and gets allowed to pick his head up and pick out passes for Anelka and Overmars, United could be in trouble, but it's anyone's game this afternoon.
Well, the Arsenal fans were here very early. A real sea of yellow, the change strip that's being used today. They lost the toss of choice for colours. For Manchester United, we're hearing some reports of delays on the M6, but their section of the stadium, the ground pretty equally divided, around 18,000 tickets for each club, and no delay for English football's equivalent of the immovable object and the irresistible force. The top two teams in the country, both undefeated since Christmas, breaking off from their battle against each other and Chelsea in the Premiership. In United's case, turning their thoughts from their beguiling bid to bring the European Cup to Old Trafford. It's a search for supremacy in the FA Cup that will either break Arsenal's ambitions for back-to-back League and FA Cup doubles, or render impossible United's tilt at unprecedented treble success. Well, there's no prioritising for the players. Every footballer, even the host of household names on parade today, wants the Wembley experience and cannot get enough of it. That's what is at stake in this mouth-watering semi-final. Quite simply, it's Manchester United against Arsenal for a place in the FA Cup final, and it's coming up for you all live after the break.